Everywhere I look, people are crying out for experiences that immerse them in the natural world. The thing I can't understand is that they travel the world for these experiences, gaining a sense of peace, restoration of their spirit for a short time. But then they return home to their own patches of the earth and they continue to garden them with non-native plants, maintaining false versions of the real deal that they seek to engage with. They love nature, it seems, but only as something to visit. I can't figure out if it's a lack of education or a sense of entrenched entitlement, but most people still have not connected the dots that connect the collapse of nature with their own patch of the planet. Patch by patch is how we have lost the natural world. If we destroy or damage a man-made thing, we call it vandalism. If we cut down a tree or wipe out a wild place to make a garden, we call it progress. The Irish historically only ever took land for themselves to grow what food they needed. Pleasure gardens came from the coloniser mindset, and boy, how quickly we've embraced it, to the point where it seems weird not to fill our gardens with a community of non-native plants soaked in chemicals. Waiting for society to collapse before we change is no picnic. Just take a look around the world where this is currently happening in real time. This is not a future we would choose, but it's coming to a community near you if we keep driving down this path we are on. Ecological collapse is usually quickly followed by the collapse of a less than resilient society. They go hand in hand. Of course, it's easy to point fingers, but don't forget that just 100 of the world's largest corporations are the culprits for most of this problem. But the collapse of nature is all local to someone, and so the solutions must be local too. Every newly built house in the green poisoned desert that is industrial farming could become a beacon of hope for wildlife if it was an ark instead of a garden. Dead boundary fences and walls could be living native hedgerows. Every ark could have a pond, a log pile, a bramble patch, a community of native plants, and many other gifts of hope for nature. Waiting for political change is pointless. They have failed us for too long, and their weak environmental policies and laws are greenwashed cloaks for protecting the polluters, simply regulating the speed of their sanctioned destruction of nature. We don't have to live like this, keeping ourselves cut off from the natural world we depend so heavily upon. Instead, we can wrap our homes and communities with abundance and resilience. If you want to save the planet, start with your own patch of it. Build an ark. The harvest is hope.